Who won the first election? Is it not Uzodinma? Before he used corrupt way to quit Uzodinma, he and Roger Sokorocha with Uche Wosu, the son-in-law of Roger Sokorocha. He said he's not a corrupt leader. But what is he? A corrupt leader. If he's not corrupt, then he's all corrupt. Okay, if he's not corrupt, but he's a... I say he murdered Imo State. The violence in Imo State contributed a lot. Why did he form a Bubagu to kill people?
I thought it was Ifeanyi that formed the Bubagu.
Ifeanyi has his own security outfit in Anambra. His own armed bearing, not security outfit. He has his own armed bearing, his own talk in Anambra. But a Bubagu, why should a Bubagu be going house to house killing people? It's a record. Okay, what of the people that are coming from traditional marriage? I think last year, last 2 years, in a bus, a Bubagu stop all of them and murder all of them, and they know that they're coming from traditional. This is it under whose command? Is it not under Uzodinma command? Okay, corruption, is it only when embezzle money that is corruption? Corruption, there are so many crime or evil under corruption. When something die, when a flesh, animal, human being die and decay and rotten, it's a corruption. You understand? When you manipulate in exam, it's a corruption. When you rig election, you did not win, it's a corruption. And this is not a corruption governor. Did he enter there through ballot box? Did he enter there that he won the election? Is it not by corruption he entered there? And he said it's not a corruption governor. But then what is this? He's a genuine governor. How did he manage to quit Uzodinma? Who won the first election? Is it not Uzodinma? Before he used corrupt way to quit Uzodinma, he and Roger Sokorocha with Uche Wosu, the son-in-law of Roger Sokorocha. Uzodinma won in tribunal. Uzodinma won in appeal. They went to stupid court of Nigeria called Supreme Court. They manipulated it and give who was fourth position. Fourth, first, second, third, fourth. They lift him up to become first. And they say it's not corruption. Well, if there's anything, re-election or rerun, it will be first and second, not to third and fourth. But this one.
But how come they not make him the first when he was third? Because I think with what recently the case has just been settled, I think by the court of by the Supreme Court as regards this Uzodinma election. But they said some words were not counted. About 300 and something words were not counted when they were counting the total number of votes. That was why Uzodinma did not win that election.
Which one? Second word or the first election that went to appeal court, Supreme Court, that the Supreme Court, the fourth person. Look at this. As far as he has upper hand, when he wasn't governor of Imo State, in the second re-election, he will hold upper hand because he was the one that holding power that time. You understand? That is why he entered the second one. He will do everything to rig. But the first one, he was beaten clearly. Then, through corruption, he entered and pushed Uzodinma away. And he said it's not corruption governor. Am I, Mr. President Okokondem, am I the corruption governor if it's not the corruption governor? Am I the corruption talkative if it's not the corruption governor? Because I said the truth.
But now he said he's going to make electricity 24 hours now in most states. Will this not bring joy to the heart of the Imo indigenes?
If you like, let him draw heaven on earth for Imo people. He's a bad man. He's a bad man. He's a murderer. He's a murderer. His own time, blood has been wasted. Son have been wasted in Imo State. Look at the killing in Electoral zone. Where he come from? Is it not the one chief security of Imo State, as he claimed? Is it not one bringing Nigerian armed forces, ordering them to be killing in Imo State? Eh? Is it under his supervision? You are bringing electricity to the living or to the dead. How many of us remain? You have given electricity. Is it not that he enter? He need not that they need the electricity. Is it only electricity the problem of Imo State? What of roads? What of insecurity? Eh? What of kidnapping?
But it's never too late.
What of grabbing our land that be given to Fulani? Is electricity only the problem of Imo State? Eh? He will go and buy one generator now, empower it 6 months, everything will go down. He say, look, that is a project. You want to take to loot the money again. This electricity saying that's another project. He will take to loot money.
By the first quarter of 2025, I think he said the project will be ready.
Look, I don't believe anybody like Uzodinma. Go watch out. This electricity is talking now will be a major project. It will take to loot the money of Imo State.
So are you sure that if I go to Imo State now, ask the people residing in Imo State, the indigenes of Imo State, as regards what Uzodinma have done as governor of Imo State? Do you not think they will talk positive about Uzodinma?
I say, let me tell you, Uzodinma have the supporters who are eating from him, who are udele like him. Eventually, if you go for investigation and you make them, they will talk good of him. Then go another side, who hate evil, who are not vultures. They will tell you negative side of it, and the people will tell you negative side of it are 70%. The people will tell you positive side of it are 30%. If you they reach 30%. So Uzodinma is completely wolf in Imo State. Wolf in Imo State. He's ruling in Imo State. Have taken Imo State backward. Have made Imo State to be a land of blood-sucking land. Blood-sucking land. So nothing happened there. Forget about whatever he's saying. Okay, look at Rogers. When Rogers was there, is it not how Rogers was boasting, making money? Go now and look whatever for 8 years. Go and find out what Rogers did in Imo State. For good 8 years. Go and find out. They are best of the same feather. Noise makers. Nothing more. Thank you.
Do you not think it's hard time the Southeast governor, start finding lasting solution to this security menace?
You should understand that killing of police is too bad. Killing of soldiers are too bad. Are you listening to me? Yeah. I'm from Anambra State. I repeat it again. Killing of security agents is too bad. Killings of any uniform man are bad, criminality. So, but let me ask you these questions. Don't you know that when police and soldiers are gunning down innocent youth in the Southeast, that it is a crime too? You know why it's a crime? You've not investigated such people you are gunning down, tagging them IPOB. And by the way, being an IPOB, is it an offense that somebody is an indigenous people of Biafra or that land? Because any Igbo man, let me tell you, before Nigerian independence, they are Biafrans. The Igbos are Biafrans. During the time of Portuguese exploration of West Africa, the Igbos are Biafrans. During the Songhai Empire, the Igbos are Biafrans. What I'm trying to accuse people in Nigeria is being history blind. Could not help anybody other than at least harm them. It can cause them harm because you don't know where you are coming from. You don't know what happened in the past. I don't know if you understand me. So what I'm trying to say is that when police are gunning down people, calling them IPOB without appropriate investigation, without accuracy, You give your report or investigation with nicety and freshness. You don't just go kill people. Remembering the past, that they are the armed robbers that operated, they are the cultists, they are the IPOB. What do you mean by IPOB? Can you give us the accurate meaning of IPOB? Indigenous people of that land. If that land is claiming America, indigenous people of America, that's IPOA. I don't know what I understand. IPOB, IPOB is indigenous people of Biafra. If those people are claiming Israel, you call them IPO. I don't know what I understand. IPOI. That's indigenous people of Israel. I don't know what I understand. Then they came out to the ideology that they will retain the name Biafra after the war. So you call for a truce, you call for dialogue. Who tell you that nobody likes dialogue in the Southeast? It's a lie. And now the current agitation in the land of the rising sun is orchestrated by Nnamdi Kanu's senseless incarceration. Yes, I use the word senseless, but it doesn't make any meaning. You just detain somebody, the person went to court freed him, you retain him because he's an Igbo man. That's an absolute hatred. And then nobody can stop Igbo man on earth. Igbo man has been the most educated person in Africa. You can't compare Igbo man to any Nigerian ethnicity. Some persons are just claiming and claiming. At the end of the day, that their certificate ending up being what? Forgery. I don't know what I understand. So why are you so much aggrieved over the success of a particular people called Igbo? See, killings of the Igbo youth is still inflaming the fire of demising, disaliving security officers in the southeastern Nigeria. Because you don't appropriately investigate who those people are. How do you know they are IPOB? How do you know that they are armed robbers? How do you know they are the unknown government? Did you investigate well? Police cannot just operate without accurate what? Investigation. It is the court that will prove it. Court will prove it that so-so person is a unknown government, or I don't even put IPOB there because IPOB is not wrong. IPOB meaning anybody that comes from southeastern Nigeria. Are you listening to me? Killing of soldiers, I repeat it again, is too bad. Killing of policemen, it is too bad. Policeman you killed might be breadwinner of his family. Policeman you killed might be from your kinsmen. It is interwoven. Igbo men are policemen. Yoruba men are policemen. Hausa are policemen. Yoruba, Efik Ibibio, and so on and so forth.
Different tribes.
So different tribes. It doesn't make sense. But where I'm going is that why shooting down youths and tag them criminals? How do you know? You are shooting youths in Enugu. The other day, 27 youths were killed. You said they are criminals. Someone said they are not. You said they are criminals. How did you know? Or the soldiers that are operating during emergency rule, or whatever, declaration in any part of the world, soldiers are raping women. Is it not part of the criminalities? They then send soldiers to go and rape women. Soldiers are extorting money in the southeast at every checkpoint. Is it not part of the criminalities we are talking about? Then you go down the east, southeastern Nigeria, mowing youth with blood, mowing them down with blood, causing untimely demise of our youth in the southeast is uncalled for. So what I'm trying to say is, we don't exonerate anybody killing police officer. We don't exonerate anybody killing Igbo youth either. It's vice versa. What's happened is that the politicians of that region, ranging from the councillor to the governors, should be questioned about insecurity in the southeastern Nigeria.
Okay, but lastly, but the Kanu has said in time past in the court that if they release him, that within 2 minutes there will be peace in the southeast. Do you not think it's that time Tinubu and the federal government release him so that at least it should be the normal peaceful southeast that we Nigerians know, so that there will be peace in the south? Do you not think it's that time Tinubu now release him?
Okay, people that hate Igbo, they have hated Igbo. I'm not accusing anybody of hating Igbo. I don't say Tinubu hate Igbo. I don't say Buhari hate Igbo. I'm not saying anybody. I said people that hate Igbo. Hatred is let me tell you, is a psychotic mental thing. It has to do with your mentality. If it is in your genes, if it is in your tribe, If it is your culture and tradition, it has stayed in your blood. And I don't question anybody that hates Igbo man. Anybody that dislikes Igbo man, I don't question it. God has created Igbo man and made Igbo man the best in Nigeria. Let me say, this is where we settle. Nigeria is our region. I listen to me. But we carve ourselves out many centuries ago. Not even Tinubu could tell much about Biafra. All he could tell us now is what transpired from 1967 till 1970. But he cannot give me an accurate story of Biafra. I'm an Igbo man. Oga, I know more than Tinubu the meaning of Biafra. Where Biafra is coming, when Biafra emancipated, when it started, who gave that name? So, you don't ask me a question about somebody that don't know Nnamdi Kanu, what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. They are doing that out of what? Abhorrence. Total what? Hatred. Hate is the reason why Nnamdi Kanu is still in. Igbo is out. What are you saying? Oh guys, hate. And let me tell you, I don't give reason why Tinubu still allow Nnamdi Kanu to be there. I'm not Ariwola. Neither am I Ekekere Eku. Ekekere na Eke na Ngugugu. Eku. I listen to me. I don't know. No, should I just tell you what is the motive behind Malami's hatred over what Nnamdi Kanu is doing? Malami or Madam or whatever he calls himself, Nnamdi Kanu must come out one day. Whatever has beginning has what? An end. So what I'm trying to say is that ethnic bigotry, which is of course same with tribal bigotry, perceived enmity, that's perception of what unnecessary enmity still connotes part of Nnamdi Kanu's illegal incarceration. Are you listening to me? So what I'm trying to say is this. We have come a long way. Whether they like it or not, Biafra has come. Nnamdi Kanu is not going to die. But if he dies, I tell you, the sun is going to rise there from the southeast prematurely. Sun rises in the east. There's a time. But if Nnamdi Kanu dies, you can see the sun rise on the day from the southeastern Nigeria.
Can you expatiate on that?
Say what?
Can you expatiate on that? That's
the rising of the sun has time. Is it not when it starts breaking through from the eastern horizon, or so whatever. See, let me tell you, if Nnamdi Kanu dies, the sun might rise at 4 p.m. And you know the rising of the day of the sun, it takes effect from 6:37. But if Nnamdi Kanu dies, you will see the sun rising 3:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's what I said. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, the president of Finland, Electoral, has sent a message to. Let us look at what he said.
We in Finland know what it means to fight for your independence. We did it from 1939 to 1944. You are fighting for your independence. You're fighting for your rightful place with the West. I wish you the best of independence. Slava Ukraini.
From 1939 to 1944, how many years? 5 years. They were in struggling, in battle with a strong nation, a strong union, Soviet Union. The Finland government, I may say that give an example what independence means, and that independence is not for free, that you have to fight for your independence. You have to strive. You have to work hard.
Strive.
You have to have determination, not looking back, to have your independence. And what he said, directly and indirectly, is applicable to Biafrans now. People may not understand it, but people who have, internal wisdom may understand what Finland president said in the direction of Biafra. Now, it's time to remind the agitators or Biafra independence fighters that it's not easy for independence. And independence is not what you achieve with ordinary mouth. But you have to strive. You have to push your enemy. You have to push the people you're asking independence from. And they will push you. And it's not overnight. See, it gives dates that they start fighting for their independence from 1939 to 1944. How many years? 5 years. They were in struggling, in battle with a strong nation, a strong union, Soviet Union. Soviet Union had been before this time. Remember that Soviet Union fought the Second World War against German. Second World War started in 1936 and ended up in 1945, which means in the midst of the war, Finland is still under Soviet Union, fighting the war against German, and still fighting the war against Soviet Union, controlled by Russia, to get their independence. In the same time, before the Second World War ended, they get independent before Second World War. 5 years. You will know the agony. You know the struggling. You will know the pains they pass on Hitler's side and on Soviet side. Which means they were that time there was in between the deep blue sea and the devil. It takes the grace of God for them to be delivered from both sides. Now he's trying to tell both Samonepa and other agitators who really agitated for Biafra that the nation you are fighting or the nation you are struggling to have your independence from them, they are giants in Africa, as Soviet Union was giant that time.